Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I already told you I'm back. So this time we're going to be talking about Power Girl. That's right. You guys thought I wasn't a fan of Power Girl. Well, look at what I did. I am suffering for you guys. You know what? y'all gonna have to go. Y'all gonna have to go to a GoFundMe or a Cash App for this. Look at this. So I got the entire current Power Girl run. It's horseshit. It's horseshit. Okay. So these are the ones that I need to talk about. So issue 9, no, issue 8, 9, 10, 11. The fact that this book series is still going on is crazy. But I already told you, I'm a fan of this. You guys told me it was Wonder Woman and Power Girl you wanted me to record. I am staying faithful. I'm doing it. I am literally reading these books. So I'm a create a Cash App, and you guys just can tip me between $1 to $20. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just you know what I mean. Um, just we just gonna put that out there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you don't know, Power Girl has a tie-in to the House of Brainiac, which because I wasn't reading Superman and Action Comics, I am reading them, but I'm behind on them, so I haven't caught up to this part. I read this part, and these tie-ins don't have nothing to do with House of Brainiac, and then these are afterwards. What you know what's crazy is, well, I mean, I'm sorry, three. I'm sorry, these three tie-ins to House of Brainiac have absolutely nothing to do with the House of Brainiac event. And then this is the latest issue right here. Okay. Oh, look at the little cute action figures right here from Todd McFarlane. Isn't that cute? Okay. So anyway, let's talk about these tie-ins to the House of Brainiac. Which, if you don't know, you're gonna be dealing with Crush because apparently in the House of Brainiac, Brainiac gets the Centaurians, Lobos race, and they team up with Brainiac to take down the Super Family. But the problem, and other heroes, certain heroes anyway. But the problem is, Power Girl gets left behind because her senses, because her body frequents on a different frequent than normal people of the Earth Prime, New Earth, whatever, whatever, because she's from Earth 2, not the New 52 Earth 2, but from the previous Earth 2 that we all know and love. She has a different frequency and she comes up differently, the scanner, so they didn't bother getting her. They went and got everybody else but her. So now she is kind of out there trying to protect the city while Superman and other people are going on. Which honestly, if you're going to call this a tie-in, it would make sense for Power Girl to be an important player for the House of Brainiac. Like, I hate when DC do tie-ins for characters, and the tie-in book makes absolutely no sense with the event. Like, I get it. Sometimes events, you have to put them in there. So I understand why you need to do tie-in events sometime. But if a character that really should be part of the tie-in, and then you do nothing with their character in that tie-in, to me that's a fail because Power Girl is an important character, to the Superman family. Even if she doesn't really stay like that, she should have been right there. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is I've been told that the JSA run that's currently going on right now, she is completely different than the Leah Williams one because the JSA one actually understand who Power Girl is, which is great, honestly. But these tie-ins have nothing to really do with Brainiac, honestly. So let's get into issue number 8, which this is sorry to crush your party. All right. and it says Paige has a crush. That's what the name of this book is. And see, this is how you know Leah Williams don't know anything. This opens up where Omen is teaching Power Girl how to skate. Bitch, come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Like, that's what I'm talking about. These writers are completely asinining. Bitch, who? Just because you don't know how to skate, don't do this to Power Girl. Power Girl is intelligent, and she's an older version of Supergirl. She's an older version of Supergirl. So, she's more mature. But this whole time in the book, what's crazy is, hold on. This book, issue 6 and 7, where she teams up with Power Girl, where Power Girl teams up with Supergirl, Supergirl was more mature than Power Girl. That doesn't make any logical sense. Power Girl is literally an older, alternate reality version of Kara Zor-El. Zor-El. Not Zor-El. Zor-El is her. You know what I'm saying? And doing stuff like this, where you have her not being able to figure out how to skate, is dumb. But anyway, she talks about the black guy that she wants to date, and apparently, anytime they cuss, Omen has a psychic swear jar that she has to put money in, because it's quirky, it's cute. No, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. And then Axel's his name. Apparently, Omen decided to interfere to get the party started so they could, start flirting or whatever. Axel starts getting kidnapped by Brainiac while they're texting or whatever. Axel got some kind of hidden powers going on. Everybody's gotten kidnapped, even including Streaky, the super cat. Omen got kidnapped. Power Girl is trying to figure out what's going on. She can't stop Omen from getting kidnapped. The Sartarians come and attack her along with the Brainiac bots. She's like, "Oh man, no, you stole my best friend." And then she's fighting the Sartarians, and she's like, "What's going on?" The scanners don't know, don't pick her up. They're like, "We don't need her. Let's leave her behind." And then they all retreat. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to show you. Like, look, here's her fighting some of the Sartarians and the Brainiac robots. Basically, she flies all over trying to find people. Almost all the superheroic people that were supporting characters in Steelworks, Action Comics, and Superman are kidnapped, and including Power Girls supporting hero characters. The only person who's not captured is Superman. So she tries to find them. She doesn't know what's going on, and Karen, I'm sorry, not Karen. This isn't even Karen. Paige is trying to figure out like what's going on or whatever. Superman shows up and he was like, "I'm so glad that you're not taken," or whatever. And she was like, they took everybody. And then he's like, "Yeah, but I'm so glad that you weren't taken," or whatever, because she's from an alternate Earth or whatever. And he's like, "I'm so glad that they didn't take you, because we'll have somebody that can still protect the city while I go and get our family back." And she was like, "All right, I'll protect Metropolis and you go give back our family." So the only people that are left is Power Girl, Steel 1 and Steel 2, Hawk Girl, and Power Girl, which is kind of crazy. I do like this map of Metropolis because it reminds me of the map of Metropolis from Superman Returns. If y'all ever played the video game Superman Returns, this is exactly how Metropolis looked. Honestly, it's really cool. Honestly, so we have the suicide slums that the original Steel is over. Hawk Girl is patrolling the Metropolis Airport and Star Labs. Stryker Island Penitentiary is protected by Steel 2. Steelworks got its own little thing. Daily Planet is fine, and the Supercore Lex building area, that's fine as well. And the only other thing is A-Town, which is the neighborhood that Power Girl lives in, and that's what she's being protected from. She thinking she sees Crush because she doesn't know that Crush not part of it, and she tries to attack Crush, but then Crush's magical chain, which I didn't even know the shit was magical all of a sudden. Whatever. He has a mind of his own, wraps up Power Girl or whatever. And then they was like, is there a problem going on? And it's like, not anymore. Nothing the Holiday Girls can't handle. And Power Girl's like, Holiday Girls? And of course, elsewhere in Metropolis, because, oh wait, I'm sorry, let me go back to the Holiday Girls. Of course, it's a biker group of lesbos, because you get it, Crush is a lesbian, because, that's very stereotypical, right? So she also has a group of lesbian motorcycle gang. Elsewhere, some of the Satyrians find this weapon, the ones that's kind of stayed behind or whatever, and they found this little weapon there that can control matter or whatever, and they changed one of the bikes into like some kind of dragon thing, and they were like, oh yeah, we about to have some fun. And that's how this issue tie-in of the House of Brainiac event ends. Makes absolutely no logical sense. It had nothing to do with Brainiac really, except for that first part, and then after that, it is really Power Girl patrolling. She runs into Crush, thinking that Crush is a Satyrian that works with Brainiac, and then that's really it. Other than that, it doesn't really, like, you literally could miss this issue, and you will not miss anything from the House of Brainiac, which is kind of crazy because on the list it has Power Girl as part of the event. Okay. And then this one is Buy Me a Fanboy. All right. This one is issue number 9. And of course, it's the House of Brainiac thing, right? So, let me see. We see Crush is holding Power Girl. The Holiday Girls are like, what's going on, Crush? And she was like, no, there's nothing going on. And then she's like, oh, it's Power Girl. Edna Candy told us about you. And you see a mysterious man right here looking, stalking, or whatever. He was like, should I intervene? And then the guy's like, no, not yet. Power Girl apologizes for the misunderstanding. She asked Crush what's going on, and she was like, hey, I'm trying to protect the city that the city that we're at, or whatever, because of all that crazy stuff that's happening with the Satyrians, Lobo, and the House of Brainiac. And she was like, can you tell us what's going on? And she was like, yeah, I can tell you what's going on. And then they go into the little bar, and look at this DC Pride nonsense. Look at that. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 gay characters. Not gay. Definitely not gay. Definitely not gay. But gay. Was originally gay in the original timeline anyway. We already knew he was gay. That was an important storyline in The Flash. Trans character that was created for the CW, which I'm fine with. If you need to do gay characters, do something like this. Don't take characters like Harley Quinn, John Kent, and Aqualad and make them gay. That's just such a turn off. And what's so crazy is it's a comic book. The comic book shop has like a whole bunch of these right here, like on the little shelf, and nobody's buying them hoes. I wonder why. So the Satyrians done found this gun, and now they're just changing things around, taking over the city or whatever. While all of that's going on, Power Girl comes out and she's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you take over or whatever." And while she's fighting some of the Satyrians, the other Satyrians come into the bar, and there go the Holiday Girls like, it's time to kick some butt, which is crazy because all the Satyrians have super strength levels. It doesn't matter. So this random bike gang, because I don't really know much about Crush, and she probably had this in a comic book or something like that. But realistically, I'm not gonna believe that a gang of girls are going to be able to even have a match against these super powered aliens. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It's just not believable. Power Girl makes sense because it's Power Girl. Crush makes sense because Crush is a Satyrian as well. But regular Joe Blow characters who have no training, and that's another thing too. They always want to try to have characters who have no professional training at fighting all of a sudden be able to can go toe to toe even for a little bit with people who can fight. No. Um, it's just a little brawl, going on right here. Crush comes in, and then she gets kind of tossed out of the bar. Power Girl is still fighting some more of the Sarterians. Then her Crush and her finish up some outside. But then the Sarterians take over the bar that the Holiday Girls was in, and create like this little matter thing that even Power Girl and Crush can't break through with their super strength. Um, Power Girl takes on some giant robot thing right here, while Crush is trying to get back inside. Look, is that My Adventure with Superman shit? I hope the next season is canceled after this. Well, it probably is, most likely is, because we already know that they only had set few episodes, and once they get past those episodes, that's it for the show anyway. Because you can't sell this shit to children. You can't sell this as merchandise. But that's neither here nor there. But because people online will tell you it's amazing. Look at my hair. Woo! I'm sorry, I just took my braids down. So um Power Girls uses her heat vision to get in or whatever. And while that's happening, the Sarterians done took over, and they done beat up the Holiday Girls, which is great though. I'm glad that there's some realism, because I was so like worried that by the time they get in, the girls gonna be like, oh, we already took care of them. You know how I'm saying? And they're like, hey, if you make a move, we're going to kill these girls. And Power Girl is like, Crush, you gotta hurry up, make a move and stuff like that, because this material that I just laser beamed through is growing and expanding. And they're like, yeah, you better go, unless you want to keep your friends, unless you want your friends to die. And then Power Girl was like, Crush. She grabbed Crush right, and then they fly out of there. And she's like, I can't believe it. You got to make that opening again. She was like, I can't really make that opening again. We got to figure out how to open this thing and keep it open for us to make a good opening. And then she was like, hey, she was like, so what, like a blackout? She was like, you're a genius, Crush. Which is kind of crazy, because Power Girl is hyper intelligent. She ran her own tech company. I don't understand why she's acting like she don't know anything in this world. It makes no sense. She shouldn't even have to be relying on Crush. And on top of that, the body proportions is off, right? When it comes to Power Girl and Crush, because Power Girl is supposed to be more muscular than Crush anyway, because she's an older version of Supergirl. She has the same frame as Supergirl, and it doesn't make sense in this book. That's a problem. Because then look, on the cover, she looks buffer, but in the comic book, she is like smaller, and on top of that, she's supposed to be taller too. So she's supposed to. Okay, I'm not even. Okay, whatever. So while that's happening, this guy is turning into this guy right here. He's starting to turn into a cybernetic lion. It was like, no, the stray blast of one of those Sarterians loves chip me, and it appears to be affecting my internal circuits. But my organic materials, dead as it may be, is attempting to resist. I will cease to lament, and it's like, and I will allow any harm come to Power Girl. I mean, I will not allow any harm come to Power Girl. That privilege is mine. So says Symborg. Yeah, that's right, Symborg. That's the villain from earlier in the comic book. He never had a name, but now he got a name. I think it was. Give me 1 second. I think it was issue. It was between issue 3 and 4. I need to get issue number 5, even though I really don't like it, because issue number 5 was that streaky one that I did a drawing of. Which, by the way, go look at that one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a Power Girl playlist for you guys to also do that one as well. But yeah, this was the tie-in for Brainiac, House of Brainiac. It has absolutely nothing to do. This cover has nothing to do because it's not like she's going to get a biker jacket with this logo on there anyway. So it is what it is with that one again. Um, Fundamentals do not understand these characters. Here's the last issue for the tie-in right here. This is Power Girl number 10. Number 10. Oh, let's ride. All right. So Power Girl sneaks into Steelworks to get some technology, which makes no sense because she's close with the family. It's kind of dumb that she has to sneak in, but okay, fine, whatever. I don't know why she just didn't use her Dr. Page Heller thing to let people know like, hey, we need some help. This would have been perfect time to use it, but again, remember, we have to make her dumb in order for this crap to make sense so she can talk to Crush and have a little thing about how important family is. And she was like, I love my foster mom and foster dad, but creating your own family was kind of great, and that's what the Holiday Girls are. And she was like, yeah, I understand, our families is our strength or whatever. And I'm like, when did Power Girl really care about half of this nonsense? And she creates an a EMPD device. That's why she was there for. And Power Girl's like, I mean, not Power Girl, but Crush is like, all right, all that lovey-dovey nonsense stuff. And Crush takes her chain, right, and she controls the little fiery bike. So at least this cover makes some kind of sense. While they driving there, Cyborg is asking for help, but he is scaring people away. So what's happening is his body is the infection of the organic technology. He has to use that to charge himself up because he's a little injured. So that's what's happening. And while that's happening, the Holiday Girls are getting beat up by the Centurions. Once again, love this. Love that they're getting beat up by the Centurions because it just shows that that's what you do for supporting characters. You don't make them overpowered characters who can all of a sudden just stand up for themselves because it makes no sense. And Crush convinced them to let him in. She's like, I don't have Power Girl with me. I'm ready to hear you guys out. They're like, yeah, that's right. And then she throws down the EMPD device to stop the gun thing that they were doing. That causes a whole entire blackout, which shuts down all technology in the area. Power Girl comes crashing through now that the shield is over, and they start taking down the Sartorians. Look at them. They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. The one of the guys, he's like, hey, you're ruining everything that we're doing. Crush tells Power Girl to get the Holiday Girls out. So then Power Girl uses her new abilities that they sometimes forget that she have, where she can phase through reality or whatever. And her and Crush continues to beat up the Sartorians. And then at the last minute, the leader of the Holiday Girls, Dal, Dal comes out of nowhere, and she was like, "Hey, you're not gonna, you didn't listen to me when I told you to fall back." And she was like, "I'm here to save you, though." And then she was like, "Yeah, atta girl." And then she comes out of nowhere and punches the Sartorian at the last minute, like, "Baby, stop, like you something hard or whatever." Power Girl wraps up the Sartorians, the Sartorians, and that's really it, honestly, for that one. Um, she goes and help clean up the city or whatever, and then she takes the Holiday Girls and them to her apartment, and the guy, the cyborg, Symborg, comes to where the Sartorians are locked up by Power Girl, and then it was like, "Who the frag are you? Isn't it obvious? I am Death. I am Symborg," and he kills them. And then later on, a few days later, um, Omen comes and she's like, honey, I'm home with Streaky. And then she's like, I'm so glad you're here. And then she's like, what's going on here? And then she's like, "Oh yeah, the Sarterians." And then Paige was like, don't I mean not Paige, but Omen was like, "Don't worry, I'll read everybody's mind to figure out what's going on." Invasion of privacy is just crazy. And then she's like, "Yeah, they're like family." And then Crush is like, "Oh my god, get away from me, Paige." Like you see, that's what I'm saying. She's acting so immature, or whatever. Then after that, they stay a few days with them. Crush and the Holiday Girls decide to go on a cross country ride, and then they left a cool jacket for Power Girl. And the Sarterians are dead from Simborg. And next time it's gonna be Power Girl date night, and that's the tie-in for House of Brainiac. Absolute trash, absolute trash. Like had nothing to do with Brainiac. Power Girl doesn't even face off with any close main villains for this, for the event. So it is what it is. Um, that was it for Power Girl number 10 tie-in, and then here we are at the last Power Girl issue. This one is Power Girl 11, and see, this is the original cover right here. Don't worry, she won't wear this outfit at all, so it's really no point of this cover. So we got sometimes when I walk in the store, I be forgetting about these variant covers. So hey, I picked up whatever. And then look, see, they trying to mislead you too. So that's another thing. None of that happens in this book. Oh look, their McFarlane Toys are promoting the Batman Forever toys. Oh, I so want them. I so want to get them. But I got bad luck when it comes to pre-ordering McFarlane Toys that I actually want, or you know what I'm saying? Because every time I try to get in line to get the snag the stuff, they're always gone. And the ones that I don't want are the ones that they always have. Like I still haven't been able to get the Batman and Robin stuff, and I've been wanting to get the Batman and Robin stuff for a long time. I wanted to get that Wonder Woman classic one. I wanted to get the DCEU Batman one as well, and guess what? Can't get it because it's still sold out, and in places that are selling it, it's so overpriced. I'm like, absolutely not. um, so Power Girl can't sleep because she's excited for her date, and she enters she oh yeah, that's right, she can also enter Omen's mind too with her little punch through reality kind of thing or whatever. Omen's like, baby, I'm trying to sleep, and she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm nervous about everything, I can't really sleep. And then she was like, look, you need to calm down with all that nonsense, or I'm going to kill you. And then she's like, I'm gonna suplex you. And she's like, what's that? So then they literally watch a video on how to suplex. Like, stop playing with me, Leah. Power Girl is not stupid. She's older than Supergirl. She's been on accustomed to Earth longer than Supergirl have. Stop acting like she don't know what's going on. She's not that character. You're writing the wrong character, and I'm about sick of it. I'm about sick of it, honestly. And then, Alex texts back and he was like, yeah, I can't wait for us to go on our date. Meet me at the aquarium. Okay. Um so then she kind of oversleeps because she had a deadline by Lois. Yeah, because she works at Daily Planet too, even though she's supposed to be a doctor too. Um And then basically Lois is telling her like, "Hey, I'm going to fire you because I don't feel like you're committed to this column, this column or whatever." And then she's like, "I haven't missed a single deadline." And she was like, "I'm saving the world, Lois." And she's like, "I get that, but I want to free you up from saving the world, and I want someone who's writing the comics who's going to make it their priority." And then she was like, "You're doing good work here, but but a column writer is not a good fit for you." And then she's like, "I constructed my entire new alter ego identity around this opportunity. Paige Stellar was literally invented just to write this column because the ethics in the tech is important to me. I'm sorry, you just don't belong in that office." Okay, well, where do I belong? She was like, "You belong in the field." She was like, "Think about it, Paige. long form, in depth storytelling, thoughtful, compassionate reporting from sites of crisis where you can also do some real good. And then she was like, "What do you think?" She's like, "I'll think about it." But see, that's what I'm saying. You see, they Paige was created just to do some stupid column for Daily Planet, but then now she's fired. Okay, go back to Karen Starr, the actual character, the one who is literally in charge of Star Industries. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have an entire tech enterprise that you're not running. Leah, do you not see that that's a problem? Power Girl has a company of her own. If anything, her company should just be working with Steelworks, and why she is the CEO and owner of Karen Enterprises, she could be working with Steelworks while still being here in Metropolis. Like, it just, oh Lord have mercy. I'm not even gonna keep explaining this shit because clearly nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then basically they meet each other, Alex and Paige, and then they talk about fishes, and he's getting he she's like telling him about all these unnecessary facts and details. Then she's also telling him how she kind of got fired, but Lois want her to do this new opportunity where she goes on site or whatever. And then she was like, she's telling him like, hey, I'm not interested in your CIA stuff or whatever. And then they just continue to talk about just miscellaneous things. And she's feeling all nervous or whatever, which again, this is not Power Girl. Power Girl is a very confident, beautiful woman, and honestly, if she wants to date you, she's going to date you. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But of course, that's what happens when you have a person who don't understand his character. And then they start talking again, and as soon as they were just about to talk, you get this new villain called Aqualus. I am Aqualus, come to free my brethren. Which honestly, this is a great character, which I hope DC does something with, because this is amazing. But guess what? Power Girl won't deal with this character, because they both about to be like, oh, I gotta I'll be right back. And then as soon as they meet back, you see him in Power. There's Paige, and he's like, wait, and she's like, wait, you're here, you're a villain, you're something too, or whatever. And then you see Steel 2 comes in. She's like, hey, Power Girl, hey, Steel. Steel is over here fight. Steel 2, Natasha, is fighting Aqualus, while Power Girl and him and the boyfriend are arguing. And she's like, wait, you've been keeping a secret from me? He's like, no, you know, I didn't know that you were Power Girl. I thought you were Supergirl. And she's like, what do you mean? Because Power Girl is usually wearing a sexy costume or whatever. I didn't know the difference between you. He's nervous or whatever. And then she was like, what are those daggers for? He's like, it's my stress responses to my ancient magical artifacts. And she was like, who are you? And then he was like, who are you? And she's like, don't try to change the subject. They're over here arguing while Steel is over here trying to get everybody out while they're fighting. And Steel 2 defeats the villain, while she was like, wait, what's going on? And she was like, Paige is like, I can't believe that all of this is going on. She's like, you pretending to like me, and for months, you told me we were flirting, and then now you set up this fake date to try to attack me. And then he was like, wait, no, I didn't do all of this. And then he's like, I thought you set me up. She's like, no, I didn't set you up. And he's like, well, okay, then let me take you to somewhere. And then she's like, where we going? And then she's like, where I'm from, Power Girl, Asgard. So this is the comic book. So so instead of her fighting a villain, so look, they're arguing. So once they find out, Steel 2 is in the back fighting Aqualus right here. They're arguing again, while in the background this is happening, and Power Girl crying just don't make no sense. This is so stupid. And still cleans up, gets her done, and then he says, "Hey, take her to Valhalla." So Power Girl issue number 12 is Valhalla awaits, and that's it for Power Girl. Holy crap, that is some straight ass. But you know, I do it for you guys. I'm put the cash app in the link below. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm put the cash app in the link below. Y'all gonna tip my ass. Yep. I don't care. Tip my ass because this is some bullshit. Reading this crap. And it's kind of funny because I just had like an argument with this girl. Who she just got into Power Girl and she was reading the old run and then she's reading the current one, and then there was this little thing where I was talking to in a group about we were talking about how Power Girl nowadays is awful, and they pull up a thing where she like tells a female colleague where she was like, because she was trying to shame Power Girl for dressing sexy, or whatever. And she was like, look, none of that's got nothing to do with me. I'm beautiful and I'm going to dress how I want to dress. If anybody else got a problem with it, they're insecure or whatever. And I say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because today they're trying to cover this character up and change her around because we're trying to avert the male gaze and all that kind of bullshit. But the problem is, you're making it where people don't want the character no more. Power Girl was a very popular character. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you guys destroyed this character because you don't want her to be sexy and appealing makes no sense. And that's what I mentioned in the group. And then this girl started talking about, well, yeah, but you can diversify the female. Shut up, shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then when I was telling her, when she kept trying to go back and forth with me about stuff or whatever, and then she tried to say that I was being sexist and misogynist, and I was like, no, baby, you're not about to come up in here and try to tell me I'm misogynist or sexist about my opinions on a character that you don't know nothing about. You don't know anything about these characters. You don't even read these characters. You're just now getting into comic books, and that's another problem with a lot of these, no offense, female readers, or even just some new comic book readers in general, where they come in, and I'm glad that people are in here. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like when you try to come in and try to dictate or try to complain about how the characters look, or well, maybe this character should be gay, or blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. What we're not about to do is come in here and make changes to the characters like that. Or trying to cover the characters up, talking about, well, because not every girl we need more variety for the female characters. No, we don't. The reason why, we already tried it that way. It doesn't work. It doesn't work covering the female characters up, putting them in armor, making them girl boss characters, thinking that they're better than the male characters, or half of them are lesbians. It does not work. This is a boy brand. I don't care what none of y'all say. This right here, they're these are female. This is a female, right? But the people who are reading these books are men. It's not females. I'm just being honest with you. The people who actually did good character development on this character were males. It's a woman writing this book, and this book is hot shit because the person who's write this don't know anything about Power Girl and didn't try to learn anything about Power Girl. And that's a problem to me. I don't understand. I really don't. I really don't understand it. So don't tell me I'm being sexist or what, because honestly, most females who try to say that, y'all are misandry because you hate men. You hate the fact that we like something sexy and appealing in our fantasy books. These are fantasy books. Excuse the fuck out of me that I want to see beautiful women. Excuse me, I want to see skimpy outfits. I wish Power Girl kind of looked like this in the books, but she doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't look appealing. She doesn't look appealing in none of these damn books. These are alternate covers. She doesn't look like that. She doesn't look like that. She's timid. She's shy. I mean, the first cover had her ripping off this gorgeous dress, and she's talking about, ugh, I'm so glad I'm out of that dress. I would never. What? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? You're the wrong character to say that. You're the wrong character to say that, and that's just real talk. That's just real talk. I don't care what nobody say. So it's weird. It is weird to keep seeing people, especially female writers, not understanding these characters. At least if you're gonna come in here and write these characters, find out how to understand them. Hell, if that's just like if I was hired to do um Barbie or something like that. You know what I mean? And I don't know anything about Barbie. But what I'm not gonna do is make a action themed comic book where Barbie is kicking ass or whatever, because that's not what the little girls read when they read Barbie. They don't read that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to enter into a franchise that has a action orientated thing, then you need to understand how that works. Just like if I was writing a girl manga and I understand the genre, shoujo genre is basically the girls. They have a girl. It's a girl squad. You have one main girl. She has a consistent love interest. They either do will they won't they thing, or they're already together, or they're trying to get together. They finally get together, or whatever. He's the damsel in distress for the most part. The girls are the ones talking about friendship and love, and that's how they defeat their villains. Most of the villains are females themselves or whatever. You got to understand how this stuff works, whether you want to do magic girls or action for the girls, but you still need to understand what the female characters are first and foremost. But if you know you're going to make a cartoon that's going to be action orientated, that's going to have girls, and your target audience is male, then you need to understand how to write that. But if you want to make a show or book series for girls, then you need to understand how what girls want these books. But I can tell you, most girls don't give a damn about this character. So stop writing this character like for teenage girls. It doesn't work because nobody cares about these characters. What y'all need to understand is when it comes to comic book characters, nobody cares about this nonsense. They don't. So females don't really care about it. I don't care what nobody say, because I know they're gonna be like, oh well, there's gonna be some females that's gonna be like, well, I care. I understand that you might care, but most females don't care. Most females don't care. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real talk with you. Stop this nonsense. And I bet you this series is still gonna be going on. Like I said, I'm dropping a Cash App link. Y'all gonna have to tip my ass today because I'm tired. I'm tired. That was really it for me. I'm so glad you guys were able to enjoy whatever this is. You know, I'm glad you was able to see my pain. um, but yeah, Power Girl. Yes, I have the entire Dawn of DC run, and I'm not enjoying it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Like I said, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.